Welcome back to Attingham Park. Just checking in on the sheep. They're looking reasonably good. Now that we've dropped over the hour and have a little bit more conditioned grass, we can drop off the ribbery. So the day is finally here. We are chopping grass. So we're all set up, ready to go, I think. Yeah, it's been interesting so far, setting it up. Now I need to think where to park this, because we don't want it in the way. So, let's hop out of that. We need to get some more diesel at some point, because to fill up the McCormick earlier. So, we're going to head down to field 28 first, and yeah, we'll go and catch up with the contractors. Now, you may have seen, if you've read the comments, I was pointed in the direction of a document that has all the different contracting rates in. So I've made a note of all the different acreages we've got to cover. It's a mouthful. And then at least we can, at the end of that, work out all the different jobs that the contracts have done and get ourselves a final amount. Now the money has gone up and down. Had to service the fence. Had to, what else did we do? Had to lease a leveller and a, what they're called, silage roller. So they're on the fence. And had to customise our trailer, which cost £6,000. Luckily, we got quite a bit of milk, so sold a load of milk to Miss Holland. And yeah, so that's got us back to 59k. So what I have done is, if we just pull up here for a second, turn the engine off. So I have bought, in inverted commas, the Fast Track, this trailer, the Chrome Big X, and the Easy Flow header. I've gone for a Deutz on the is it the Fella we got? Yeah, the Fella windrower. So we have a course set up. So we need to go to first waypoint, and we are going to say go. So I've zeroed the wages. So we'll end up only just paying what the hourly rates would be, or the acreage rates per sort of item, I guess you'd call it. Now, this could be interesting around the headland. So plan is, I've done this course, I've saved it. We'll then jump into the forage harvester, pick that course and let it run, and then hopefully we can get auto drive to do the carting. We might run one of them, and then we'll have course plate doing the compacting in the silo. Well, that was a lengthy introduction, so we're going to let this get a bit ahead, and then we can start the forage harvester off. Well, we're chopping grass. This is promising so far. I have restricted the JCB to the field. Now, what are they going to do here? Hopefully they'll work it out themselves. So what I've done is copy the course into the Crone, and then in auto drive we've selected the field that we're in, and we've selected bunker tip. So that should then deliver the silage, or the chopped grass should I say, to the bunker and tip it in. Tell you what we're going to do, we're going to stop this here and just let it drive manually. Hopefully it's not going to miss too much. We can then position ourselves just a little bit closer behind. Hopefully be a helping hand on this headland. Ooh, there we go. We pop this back on now, it should. There we go. Perfect. Wicked. It's going rather well. See the windrower in the distance there cracking on through the field. So once this field's done with the windrow in, we can then move that on, and hopefully that worker will keep ahead of the chopper and the worker and me carting the grass. So first trailer load is full. We're coming alongside at far too much speed there. Yes, I know, I do apologise. Right. What's going to happen here then? Oh, no, they are going to find their way. Hopefully the crane will stop, let them move. Stop, stop, stop. There we go. What we should be able to do now, let that run where it's going to go, and we'll drop to the left-hand side now. Because, there we go. Everything working in sweet harmony. Oh, like clockwork this is. I'm pleased with this. I think there's a lot of stress around these sort of videos because you've got a lot of moving parts and also trying to make an interesting video, but so far so good. Oh, that's it, nice sharp turn. There we go. Now there is always the possibility that we might need a third trailer, but we'll see how we go. What we'll need to do in a minute is pause the forage harvester and see how the JCB is doing. What I should have done is put Simple Inspector on so we could see if and when it had emptied, but never mind. So we are, what, 73% full. Going well. Deutz is finished. So that can be moved. Well, probably now, actually. We'll get as close as we can, excuse me, with the crone. If it's going to stop. Hopefully. We'll get out and just move this for now, and then we can set it off to go and do the next field. Put that there for now. Right, so back into the McCormick. Get topped up, and we'll go and tip into the pit. So the JCB tipped absolutely perfectly, and is now going to carry on following the crone around the field. The Deutz has moved on to the next field. Man, this is satisfying. Great when it works. So we're going to go and tip, and then we can put the Fent on to start compacting and levelling the bunker. And yeah, progress is good. So we've tipped into the bunker, and we've now jumped into the Fent, and the first thing I like to do is just quickly look where my auto drive course is going to run. So where we're parked now is all good. So if we go into the course play menu and create a job, so it's automatically picked up course play silo work. So our park position is going to be exactly where we are. Our silo is here. Direction into the silo forwards. Wait for the unloader at the park position. Start job. And then, fingers crossed, that's going to go off now and start to level the bunker for us. Let's just make sure it is. Fantastic. I love course play. Right, where's the McCormick? Round the corner. So let's jump into this and go and see how the crone and the JCB are getting on. Well, only a couple of passes left in this field. We are full. Now, there has been some issues back at the bunker. I tabbed across to find the Fent and the JCB getting a little bit friendly. So yeah, took the worker off the Fent for now. We will have that running probably at the end of the day, I think. Just for ease, I think. And we are going to have a head on with the JCB by the look of it. Hopefully we can get over enough. Oh yeah, wowzers. Right, let's get this lot tipped, and then we'll pop and have a look on the Deutzfahr, I think. So the message has just popped up that I think that's the forage harvester worker, and has finished its task. Now we are just sitting around the outside of field 34, just making a two-way course. Now, hopefully, this will help auto drive to recognise where it is in the field and its boundary, and hopefully speed things up. Actually, maybe it was the Deutzfahr that had popped up that message. So anyway, we are going to just close off this loop. We will link it back into the route that comes into the field, and then that should hopefully help to speed things along and help with the navigation around the field. Go, and we will that to that and that to that. Makes it a two-way. Turn that off, and then if we, let's think about this, we'll link that, let's say that, come round this side and link from, I reckon, here. Yeah, put a bit of a curve on it, up to get out the field. Excellent. Right, let's turn auto drive off. Let's get out of the way, and we'll go and check on the situation in field 28. Now it should have finished, but we will see. So let's tab through. So yeah, they seem to have done a decent job. What I might do is stick follow me on and just get these bits on the end of the headlands. Whilst we do that, we could set this running around the next field. So I'll do that and we'll catch up in a minute. So before we start the next field, just thought I'd come and take a look at how much silage we got, or grass we got chopped so far. 152,000 litres off that one field. That is pretty darn good. Silage additive helping out there. So I think what we might do is set the Fent running again, start getting this a little bit more level, a bit more compacted, as it's going to be a little while before we're here tipping into it. So yeah, we'll set that off again, and then we can crack on with the next field. Well, this is how far we've got around the first headland. The start point was by the gate, and yeah, we've only got this far and we are full already. What are you doing? Don't throw it on the ground. So what we're going to do is we are going to head across to the JCB. We're going to get that set onto auto drive, and then we'll go and tip, and then we can, while they're working in sync, the chopper and the JCB, we can then get the windrower going on the next field. So we'll hop out of here, jump into the JCB and get that all started up. We'll give it a bit of a helping hand and get it into the field. Now, hopefully I set the right one. 34 weight, bunker tip, and go. No, we didn't have that one set correctly. Schoolboy error, so 34 weight. And hopefully now... Hey, perfect. So they'll carry on working, hopefully, in perfect harmony. We can go and tip and get the Deutz on the windrow in. So we're just supervising at the bunker at the minute. The JCB should be on its way as well. That's full. I still don't think it's made it once around the headland yet. The Deutz is working away in 31 and 32. That was a really interesting course that was set, but here's the JCB. Brilliant. I am having issues with bunker mode. I'm just not convinced if this area is a little bit too congested for it. But we'll see. We can always just set it to run. As I said before, once the job is done, might take a little bit longer, but hey, we can deal with that. So I think what we're going to do now is put this into a bit of a montage. Got everything automated, just about. So yeah, we'll see what kind of a montage we can put together. So enjoy, and I'll catch up with you very soon. So we are in the Deutz. It was an interesting course that Courseplay generated. Most likely there is some user error in there, but yeah, we've missed so much. So the plan here is what we'll do is carry on, use the Courseplay course for the majority of the field using the chopper and the on Courseplay, and then the 2 tractors on auto drive. But then what we'll have to do is just stick it on to follow me and attempt to tidy things up a bit. So I don't think this is going to take overly long. There's just a few places where it's gone a little bit squiffy, we'll say. But overall, we're getting all so quickly off of the field 34. So be interested to go and have a look actually at some point how much is in the clamp, and maybe even set that off on to Courseplay again to see if we can get itself to behave. So I know I'm taking the headland, so but we can catch all of these bits on the what with follow me afterwards. So we'll run round here, just tidy this edge up. It's almost like it's missed a headland. I don't know if I'd set it off at the wrong start point. I don't think I did, but hey, it's no biggie, and we can drive the chopper for a bit. So giving Courseplay another go, and yeah, immediately regretting not doing the compacting as we went along. But I think it's picking up on the fact that it's going to have to take a bit of a more of a run up at it. So we are up to 296-ish thousand litres of silage, which is pretty epic, to be fair. Now if we just run through here, see how the guys are getting on. We might have another full trailer on the McCormick, and the JCB is manoeuvring itself into position rather nicely, and then they just crack on. The headlands were a little bit painful, just proximity to the fence and hedges and walls, and yeah, but now on the up and down roads they seem to be getting themselves into a bit more of a rhythm, which is brilliant. I do like it. So yeah, I think we'll get this field done and we'll catch up when we're doing the bonky shaped field, I reckon. So this is the sort of thing that I mean about how the headlands can be painful, but I might as well show you. Yeah, it's just I'm not sure who's causing the issue, whether it's the chopper or whether it's the driver on auto drive, or indeed now the idiot between the chair and the keyboard, or in this case the steering wheel. So let's get a little bit closer. Come on. There we go. So that's better. Bit wide on the corner. So yeah, I'm reasonably pleased with this. I think I said it earlier on, but these sort of videos are notoriously difficult to make because there's a lot of moving parts. But I think this has gone reasonably well. We've sent the McCormick off to go and tip. Now, an interesting thing that I have sort of spotted while I've been tabbing between tractors is that when the fence is on courseplay doing the bunker work, these trees in the distance here where the fence line is and you can see through to the bunker, the tractor stops and the fence stops, like they're almost, you know, communicating, and then the fence will back out of the bunker. But by the time the tractor has then got back round to tip into the bunker, the fence is not detecting it anymore and is piling into the bunker, carrying on doing the compacting and the levelling. So yeah, a bit weird. I'm not sure quite get it, but anyway, we're getting there. So we can put that now back onto auto drive. That's waiting there, and see, now this should stop. There we go, it's a bit better. Hopefully the McCormick will be able to get around them. Edge forward, McCormick, come on. While we're here, we might as well have a look how much we've got. 434,000 litres. Wowzers. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to jump into the fence. We're going to stop the worker and we're going to move out of the way. There we go. Just to give the fence a chance. So, ooh, bales. That was a bit close. Right. So that now is going to tip nicely, and then we should soon be able to get the whole thing compacted and covered. So I think what possibly went wrong with the course in here is I asked it to do longest edge, and that's meant it's got a little bit confused when doing the headlands, but we're coping. Managing so far. The McCormick was just tipping a minute ago, so if we put that back on to auto drive, and you can just see as it dips behind the BGA and the bunker, McCormick coming into view. So this would be interesting. I don't think I've ever paid too much attention onto how the course works down along the riverside there, so that could be fun. But fingers crossed, there won't be too much of a collision, and we can crack on and get this field all finished. So there isn't too much left of this field now, or these fields, should I say. And you can't hear that in the background. That is it's Saturday evening, 5:30ish, and there is a fish and chip van going around. It says mobile fish and chips. How very British. But he honks his horn, and yeah, hopefully that doesn't come through. So I think we've got, from memory, we've got this run down here. Then we're going to put it on to follow me for the last few bits. There might be a couple, a little more up and down rows, is it? Yeah, maybe 2, I guess. But what should be happening somewhere is the McCormick, like clockwork, is now here to take over. What we can do is we will get this out of the field and sent off to tip into the bunker, and then everything else should, he says, fit into the cane trailer on the McCormick. So that can go. We'll hop out and go and ride along in the McCormick, I think. See what I mean? It stopped. It's let the fence do something. Let's go and see where the fence is now. Yeah, quite a bit of lag for some reason. So the fence has now moved to the park position. Look, JCB's cleared off, and the fence is going to carry on. How odd. How very, very odd. Anyway, what were we doing? We were going to find where... Right, you can now be stopped, I think. So we want to now go back to the McCormick, and we want to go, say, follow me, and we can reduce that down just a touch. Hopefully that'll be enough. Once we turn on and start chopping, it's not going to get lost. In fact, let's do this the proper way. Find, bear with me, the menu for, I don't think of it, follow me, there we go. Offset, right control and D. Right control, right shift. Okay, give that a go. They're gonna, yeah, that's better. Come on. Is it that even correct? Follow, change. Yeah, right, control D. Okay. That's better, it's moved now. We can spin back round. There we go. Just grabbing the last bits of the field. Bring up the distance a bit now. They're offset. Fantastic. Not to miss anything. Always find it helps if you look where you're going. Bring them up a touch more. Go and head up here and then back down the field, and we should be done. We're going to move them out a bit more. Bring them up. There we go. Finally getting it dialed in as we've nearly finished, but that's working rather nicely. There we go, and we'll head back down. I think that's the majority of the field picked up. There's going to be the odd little bit, but not going to stress too much about that. I have worked out our acreage, and I've worked out what I think the cost is. So we've got 24 acres that we've done. The cost for raking was £214.32. The harvester was £864.72. And I've kind of trended this, so 2 tractors was £1,246 and 8 pence. So if we just turn that off, there we go. The total of that is £2,325.22 pence. But seeing as we've hired somebody to do the compacting on the clamp as well, I think we'll just round it up to 2,500, and I think that is probably fair. So if we now get out of this one and go into the McCormick, turn off the worker, we can go and tip this in the bunker and have a look at the grand total. So I'm hoping that we can get in and out before Fent drives into us. Let's hope that that is the case. There we go. I won't make too much of a mound, but that's looking a decent amount of silage. It really, really is. There we go. Let's take the trailer out on the front of the clamp. There we go. So we'll park that up there for now, and we'll have a look at how much we've ended up with. 590,000 litres. Probably a little bit here to scoop in, so yeah, pretty decent haul though off 24 acres. I do have to say, yeah, very impressed with that. 77% compacted, and that's just hopefully now going to run away uninterrupted, as that's our chopping done for first cut. So yeah, we're going to get this done, get it compacted. Next time we catch up, this will all be covered over, and yeah, we'll be on to sorting out the fields, or the grass fields at least, for the next cut, which will probably be for hay. So yeah, I'm going to say thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.